What is up, people? It's KiofNC with my first ever tutorial video. Now, I've probably been on YouTube since 2000 something, 10, 9, I don't know, maybe 2009. But this will be my first tutorial. I have a few friends who I gave Sampletraks to. I had 3. And the Sampletrak sits there a lot of times. I mean, sometimes I'll pull it out and use it, but it's rare, and I don't need 3 if I'm going to use it. So I blessed my bandmate Rookie with one, and my DJ BVax. So yeah, I thought I would do a video to show them how to use it. And all you other people out there who own one, this is might be a helpful video for you too. The Sampletrak, as we like to refer to it, is the poor man's MPC, and more recently I heard it more as referred to as the poor man's SP-1200, because it's really affordable and it gives you a really lo-fi grit that you can't really, you can replicate it, but a machine like this can really do it and sound authentic, So for those who can't pay $1,000 to $1,200 or $1,500 for a SP-1200, find you one of these bad boys. You can find them on eBay. You may get lucky on Craigslist. I've been lucky to find them for 50 to sometimes maybe 100. But I've noticed in the recent years that they become more popular. That now they're starting to go more upward from 150 and up. You can definitely get one of these cheaper than you probably could a 303 or Roland SP-404. So hey, let's get into it. I think I'm gonna show y'all the back first. See, it has 1/4-inch inputs for the for whatever source you're gonna be recording from. It can do stereo and it can do mono. So see, you have a right and a left mono. I'm gonna use mono because I can't find my stereo cords. Then you have one for your headphones, and you have 2 for your outputs. You don't have to use stereo. You can use a mono for your output as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this too. Oh, also the cards. Let me show y'all the kind of media it takes. It takes these smart media cards, the flat black ones. And the thing about it is, it can only read 8 megabytes. It can read 4, 8, 2, 4, 8, and 16. It will not read anything else over 16. If you get a 32 card, I don't think it's going to read it. I think 16 is the max for this machine. I'm going to have to do some research to make sure, but I think 16 is about best you can do with this machine. You can find these on eBay, and shoot, a 16 can run you anywhere from $6 to $10, maybe $12 with shipping. So these aren't that hard to find, and it can last a long time if you save and erase all the stuff that you're not using on the card. So I've been able to make these cards go a long way, and I have quite a couple of them in my archive of old beats I used to do. So for those who have those, this will definitely work with this machine. Remember, 2, 4, 8, and 16. So let me plug it back up and keep moving. All right. Oh, another thing, by the way, too. These cords can be, it comes with a power cord for the most part, and I've noticed more than not that the ones that I found don't have the original cord. I probably only had one Sampletrak to ever have the original cord that came with it. For some reason, these cords tend to go out pretty frequently. I guess they get abused. They can't take too much abuse. And then they go out, and one day you'll be hooking it up, and you'll think something's wrong with your Sampletrak, but it's actually the cord is done. It's probably blown up, whatever, has a short in it. I've went through a couple of these in the past of owning these machines. You can find these cords on eBay and on Amazon. They normally run from $10 to $15, maybe $20, but I know it seems kind of expensive, but they are out there, and it won't be too hard to find. Over here we have effects. And this thing has a ton of effects that you can dial in. The thing is, though, it can only use one effect at a time. But there is a way to get past that limitation and use more. You have to kind of layer it, record one, and then layer it. But it's very possible to use more than one if you can layer. The wheel controls edit 1. This one's edit 2. and then you got your 8 pads, and you have 3 banks. So this gives you a total of 24 pads to make a beat out of. Even if you had the MPC, you'll be doing 64 pads in a program, and probably more because you can dial in different programs. But with this, you're limited to 24, and you have to be really creative with this machine. So that's the beauty of it. The limitations make you more creative. It's like people say about the gear back in the days. I guess I should start with the sampling. So I got it queued up. I'm gonna show y'all what I pressed to get there. So when I want to sample something, I press record. You can even decide what the grade of your sample can be. Hi-fi. If you hold grade and then press the minus button, you can see standard sampling, and it has a lo-fi setting. I'm gonna leave mine on hi-fi. So let's go ahead and sample. Since I got that decided, I'm gonna leave it on, let me see, I got stereo, I'm leaving it on mono because you get more time on mono. I think the mono time on here is 60 seconds, and the stereo is 30. So let's leave it on mono for maximum sampling time. I'm going to hit record, and I'm going to cut my turntable on. So record, it's recording.
Or am I just imagining those eyes? If I wake, will she fly away?
Okay, that's dope. It stopped by itself, but that's cool. I think I was getting carried away and listening to the sample anyway. But now I'm ready to assign it to a pad. If I press pad assign twice, well, if I press it once, it'll play the sample. If I press it twice, then you will see a light blinking. Now, I can put this sample anywhere on the pad. It's already on key 1. I can put it on key 2 if I want to. 3 is blinking. 4. And all I have to do is press pad assign again, and it's on that pad. So here it is. It's right there. So what I do, since I like to chop, I go ahead and I'll assign it to all the pads, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I press it twice. It's blinking on tab 2 already. I press it again. Press it twice. Blinking on 3. And I'm going to repeat this until it's on all the pads. Remember, I'm pressing it twice, it's blinking, and when I pick the pad, and I press it again. Do it 2 more times, press it twice again, it's on 8, and there. If I want to do anything for 2 and 3, I can do the same thing. So, now that we got that, we're good. So, while we're at it, let's go ahead and get some drums so I won't have to sample anything else. That way I can go ahead and just get into it. I don't want to chop the sample up and not be able to program some drums over it. That wouldn't be hip-hop with it, y'all. So I'm gonna use a record that I've had for years. Cracker Beats Volume 1 Hip Hop Elements. I've had this record for like probably 20 years. I don't know, probably, yeah, easily 20 years. So I'm gonna pick some quick drums off of them. Go ahead and put it in record mode. See, it's already on sample 2. Let me get some drums. That sounds good. Let's find another one. Sample 3. I think I might have got it right with the first one, y'all. Let's see. I like that snare. That's good. Now y'all know that break? Who used that break? Put that up. If you know who used this break, put it in the comments below. That's a popular break right there. Who used this break? Put it in the comments below if you know. Find one more, y'all. That's it. So we got our drums. I've recorded all of those into the Sampletrak. So you can cycle through all the samples you just recorded by pressing the minus, holding play stop, cycling through them. I like to put my drums on the bank 3, so let's play some of these drums on the bank 3. So like I'm on 2, I would press pad assign twice. You see it's blinking on bank 3. I would assign that one. Moving to sample 4, press pad assign twice. It's on 3, press pad, and it's on 3 now. 5, I put that one on 4. 6, I got dial up to sample 6, press pad assign twice, it's moved again. And I'm just going to put some more extra kits on here just in case y'all, I might want something extra out of these other drums. And that's it. So now I got bank 1 full of samples and bank 3 full of drums. So let's get into the chopping, y'all. So now that I got all the samples on my bank 1, you can hear it, you know. It's all they're all scattered across into the same thing. Now with chopping, we're going to put different start points on these samples so we can cue it up on the buttons. I'm treating this like y'all never made a beat if whoever's got one of the machines, so we can do this right. So if I wanted to chop, we're gonna go to start point. Now how we would do that is you have these function keys over here. So if I want to get to the start point, I would press pad and then start point, which starts up that. So I can go to any start point now from these and change them. You notice it's at 0 because it's at the very beginning of it. I'll show you one more time. I press the pad and start point, and that starts the start point feature for the samples. So now I can go to any of the samples I already placed on here and change it. Like let's go to the first sample up here. If I dial it, you notice the number kind of jumps, but you can scroll through it. Look what happens when I'm scrolling through it. See, let's set some start points real quick. So here's what I would do. Going to 1, here's the dial. I'm using this dial to move up through the start points. So let's find the first start point. And I'm just finding interesting points in the sample and I'm leaving it there. So whatever patterns I come with will just be so random, but it's just having fun with it, finding the sounds that interest you and leaving it there. Because the smallest things in beats the smallest things can make beats is what I'm trying to say. I've always believed that. Some of the greats have made songs with 1 note out of 1 song and probably produced hits. And you can do the same. Just find something that's interesting in the sample. And that's where you have the fun. And then let's see what we got. And just having fun with it, y'all. It's like, no, everybody think there's a magical formula for making beats. It's all about you. So, you know, just cue them up, random parts of a sample. Some people know what they want to do when they hear a sample. Some people don't. It's about experimenting and having fun. So, the drums. Let's cue up the drums. Do the same thing. The only thing I left out is I didn't do no endpoints. The endpoints, it's like if you did the start point, you can actually dial backwards from the end of the sample and then meet near the start point or wherever you want to the part of the sample you want to trap. So if this is the start and this is the end, you want to probably push the end closer so it'll be like short, and you can put these sections together. So it's like you're moving in on the start point, you're moving in on the end point, and you're getting that part of the sample that you really want. Sometimes with the samples I do it, sometimes I don't. But I mean, in this case, I would rather show you endpoints with drums than I would rather show you with the sample itself, because sometimes it's more important with the drums so they can be precise and single hits can hit the way you want to hit. Like for example, what if I wanted that kick? It's not at the beginning, so it's like maybe in the middle. So what I would do is I would hit that start point, go to this one, and I'm going to dial till I get to the kick, until I hear that kick. And there it is. You can start to hear it, but you want to be able to press the pad and immediately hear the sample. So that's the key to this. Here, now you can hear it more. You want to be able to, boom, there it is. When you hit that pad, you got a kick. So I move the start point up, but notice when I hit it, it keeps playing. There's a snare right after it. So you can actually edit that snare out. So let's hit the end point, and we're going to go dial backwards from the end to the front till we meet that kick and isolate that kick. So we got it. Now we need to isolate it. So here we go. Let's do this again. I hit pad, end point, and I'm going back to that pad. We're going to isolate that kick, y'all. We're going to move backwards until it's just a kick. Sounds like some polka music, don't it? There it is. Just a kick. Right there. So now we went from a whole sample to just there's a little tick at the end. Let's see if we can get that out. Let's try that. Perfect, perfect. Now, you notice I have to hold it down to make the whole sample play. Now, there's a way around that. Right here, we have a trigger button. So to do that, you would hold that pad down, and you see the word gate. And if you want to change it to trigger, you hit loop point, and it changes it to trigger. So let's do that again. So we have pad, trigger, and I pad, trigger, hold down the button, it says gate, and then I pushed it, and then I push loop mark. Now it's trigger. Let's isolate a snare now. I love that snare. So let's isolate the snare. We're gonna go to the start point again. We're gonna move up till we hear that snare. There it is. So we got the tip of the snare. Let's get the end. So we're gonna go to end point, press end point. Remember, I hit pad, end point. We're gonna go into this key. We want that snare. We want that snare. Let's dial back. There it is. Not quite as tight at the beginning, but we can fix that now. So it's on 9,000. Let's see if we can get to maybe 10. Who knows? 96. 96. 98 is too far. There it is. So now we got a kick in the snare. Let's make sure we get this on trigger. Remember how to do trigger? We're going to do the pad. We're going to press trigger. Then we're going to hold that key. And it says gate. We don't want gate. We want trigger. So I press loop mark. Now it's on trigger. So check it out. Now we got a bass and a snare. I got a boom and a bap. I got a boom and a bap. Now let's get a hi-hat. Y'all hear that hi-hat? That we want that. We want that hi-hat. So tiny you can barely hear it, but it's there. There it is. Press pad again, and now it's there. Now we want to get that end point, because we got a kick right after it. So let's dial in the end point. There it is. I like a little air after my hi-hat. Let's tighten up the front just a little bit. Go back to the start point. It's on 17. Let's see. I like it. It's a little bit understated. Let's put it on trigger. So we're going to press pad, trigger, and then we're going to press the key with the hi-hat. It's on gate, tap loop mark, and that's on trigger. Bam. So now we got a bass, a snare, and a hi-hat. The BPM. So we want a tempo. So my tempos tend to be around 90, 92, 93. So let's tap something. You can tap this button and actually tap in your tempo if you know your tempo. And if not, you can just hit it and just dial it down. But I prefer to just tap my tempo out like this. There we go. Let's see, 98, 96, 93. 93 seems about right, because that's what it jumped on before it went crazy. So let's stick with 93. So now that we got that, one more thing we need to take care of. Let's pick how we want to quantize this beat. And you know, some people program their beats stiff, some people program their beats loose. To get to the quantize feature, you can hit song and quantize, and then it starts off on the 16th. You can dial it up whatever you want to quantize it on. It has high. There's actually, I think you can turn it. Let me see, can you turn it off on here? You actually can't turn it off on here, but you can put it on high, which is pretty much as close as you can get to off on this machine. You can't actually turn the quantization off, but you can put it on high for those of you who turn off their quantization in the spirit of legends like Dilla and High Tech. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do it loose because you want the real feel of a drummer. But in the case of this machine, it can be a little bit too loosey sometimes. So I'm going to dial it in to about 24. I don't want 16, so I'm going about right here, 24. And I'm going to leave it there because that's perfect enough to give it, you can program a little swing without it being all over the place. Let's play with the pads a little bit and let's program something. Let's see. Good enough for me. Now that we got the sample that we want to play, we got to figure out how long we want to play it for. So let's say 4 bars, because we can always repeat it and loop it. So to get to that, we would see bar length is right here on 1. So we would press song and bar length. It's already on 4, so that's kind of good. So let's leave it there. And we're going to press song, and it's already on 4 bars. If we want to change it, you know, song bar length, if you want to change it, you would just dial it up. You can have it, I don't know how high it goes. I think it goes pretty high. I think you can get up into the hundreds if you want to. But for this purpose, we're just going to do 4 bars because we want to be short and to the point. So let's do this quick beat, y'all, because I'm running out of time. So we got 4 bars and we are ready to program. So we would hold record and it's going to give you a 4-bar countdown, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 1-bar countdown. I'm sorry. Record. And it's ready to record. And notice it's going to start over because it's going to be looping. But we want to have it programmed before it starts over. So let's try this. I messed up. So what I'm doing if I mess up? I have 2 options. I could erase the whole track and, you know, set the bar length and tempo again, or I could just erase the keys that I pressed. And to do this, this is what you would do. It almost takes some agility here. You have to set it up to record, and like you did before, by holding record and pressing play start. And as soon as it starts counting down, you would hold delete and hold down the keys that you want to erase. So I'm gonna do that method. Delete and hold these keys down. And remember, they were playing when I started. Now they're not playing because I just deleted them. They're gone. So now let's program the beat because we started over. We got a fresh, empty song. Let's go. And that's it. Perfect loop right there. So let's move down to bank 3 of our drum to see if we can layer some sequence over it. Let's practice. So if I wanted just to hear the sample or the song loop, I would press play and then loop mark at the same time. And it's not recording, just playing. I'm just practicing. So I'm gonna start off with the hi-hat. Normally I program them all together, but for this I'm gonna just start with the hi-hat. They can overlap, but I'm gonna leave it. Let's get into that kick and snare, y'all. And that's it. We made a beat, y'all. I'm running out of time, but for the next chapter or the next video, we can do pad effects. We'll get into that. Hey, sorry y'all, I ran out of time on the video, but I guess I'll catch y'all next time. You can hear the beat playing in the background that we made. I'll catch y'all next video. Please leave any questions that in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer them. Thanks, y'all.